All right, we are back, and this is exciting stuff. So what's so exciting is that, look at this. See my hair, my glorious hair? It's not moving at all. And I'm at my campsite, which means I'm not gonna get blown away because there's no wind. You can't see the ocean, but it's beautiful right now, and it's not windy at all. So that's super exciting. We are now going to build the fire. I was very successful with my technique that I described earlier, but I forgot to film it. So I will take you on a fire building journey. Let's do this. Okay, so step one is you need to create something where you can have some space. So like meaning some elevated space. So what I'm doing here is I just made like two big logs that kind of intertwine and will withstand a little bit of weight when I stack more wood on top of them. If I had rocks, I would just put two big rocks on the side, but they're, whatever, this is just, there's no rocks in this campsite. So once you've done that, you want to put paper in the bottom. And what you want to do is crumble it into a ball loosely, not too tightly, okay? These are my extra sermon notes. Once you've preached a sermon, you don't need all the extra copies of all your drafts and whatnot. You could literally use any paper though, so no need to be a preacher. Okay, jam that in there, and not, again, you don't want to do it too tight. If you get it too tight, it won't breathe. So we're gonna do that. You know, and I'm just all about recycling and reusing. That's why we're using printed papers that I would normally just be throwing away. You could, of course, use newspapers. I'm sure there's probably like a Camp Gazette or something at the campground that you could use. Okay, so once you've got that, my next favorite thing to do is use cardboard. So again, I just grabbed some cardboard from the house. And you can use thick cardboard too. I would maybe start with this and then move your way up to cardboard. The idea is you're gonna get the paper started, and then you're gonna put lots of air on it. That's gonna get it really hot. It'll hit the flash point of the cardboard, which burns really hot and is enough to get the flash point of like some like light wood like this. Then you're gonna move to like heavier wood like this. Then you're gonna move your way up to bigger and bigger wood. So that's kind of the idea. If step one was elevation, step two was paper, step three is cardboard. You can see I've just kind of covered it on there. Now you don't want to just leave no air. That's why I shredded it up and just throw the box on top, okay? Then we're gonna use these guys. These are just old fence wood, which is just really easy to burn. There we go, there's more of it. The smaller pieces are better because air can get around them. You can really starve a fire for air if you're not careful. What would that be? Suffocate it? That worked out pretty good. This is kind of almost turning into that teepee style, which you can do if you know what you're doing. Okay, so that's going to catch next, and so we're going to put some slightly bigger sticks on top of that. So we're going for like medium size, like these guys, but still on the smaller end. Alright, now a couple other little tricks. Pine cones work awesome. They take a little heat to get started, but then once they go, they actually just burn as like real hot coals, so they'll add some heat to your fire. And again, the goal is to get it as hot as possible so that it just hits the flash point of the bigger logs that you use. It makes it really easy. So this is a split log. They're going to be a little bit easier to start than like a full-on round log. So throw that guy kind of on top like that, and then we can add. We don't have to build the entire fire now. I mean, we can add wood as we go. Okay, another thing I like are these palm fronds. If you have palm trees, you know you got to trim the bottom fronds off all the time. Now watch out, because these things can really hurt you. I actually had to have surgery after getting a piece stuck in my finger. And when I pulled it out, part of it broke off, and then a few months later it was still in there. So they can poison your blood and get in all kinds of trouble, I found out. Okay, so I'm gonna throw a couple of those in there as well. All right, well that's more than good, I'm sure. And then of course, I only have really kind of one biggish log, so we'll be throwing these on, but I'll wait till it kind of burns and settles a little bit. So let's light it up. So I just threw the remainder of the cardboard kind of in between some other areas higher up. But what you want to do is not just start it in one place, you want to start it in a few different places. So I just have a lighter. Obviously there are more manly ways to start fire, but we're not doing that in this video. Now, watch, I'm going to blow on it and it's going to get real hot. It'll look like it goes out, but then it'll roar back to life. Ready? It's going to catch the cardboard on fire. See under here over by the Cheerios? It's going to catch that Cheerios on fire. There we go. Boom. And then watch, that's going to get hot enough to set this log on fire. Oh yes, oh yes. Now I could have ran around and lit the other side. It'll work its way across and then up, and that's okay. Now, of course, this thing is at some point going to crash down because the structure we use is wood, not like rocks or something like that. That's no problem. Whatever, we'll just rearrange as we go. I'll just use other sticks to kind of poke it around. Preferably one of the denser ones like this that's not going to catch instantly on fire. So it's just going to light right up right before our very eyes, or in fact your very video screen. Oh yeah, now we got some crackling. That's good, that's wood catching. Papers will crackle. Oh yes, all the way through to the top. Those are our neighbors over there. Yesterday he built a teepee of wood and then was playing with it for maybe 20 minutes and nothing was going on. Then he went and grabbed a ginormous gas can, and then it was like a roaring inferno. I was like, well, that is one way to do it. So that would be another way to do it. This is, I would think, a little bit, whatever. That's just as legitimate. It was pretty cool, actually. But this is the way I prefer to do it. Check it out. We got it going strong. Now, it's so hot that it's just going to catch just about anything on fire. You can't feel it, but I can feel it. In fact, I'm going to back the camera off just a little bit. But I'll be looking to throw one of these big logs on, but I don't want to do it just yet because I think it would collapse the whole deal, which is not preferable. Let's see if you can see some stuff in there that we talked about. So yeah, there's that fence wood, super caught on fire, and then it's you can see some glowing embers on the end of the hardwood. That's the medium size. It's real good. This cardboard up here hasn't actually caught yet, but it will in just a minute. And then it's going to burst into flame, and that's good. Even the split log is catching, so that's real good. Woo. Great. All right, so that is how you build a fire.